Welcome back to the Highlander Summer Series. We're talking men's basketball. I'm at Provence, and really a pleasure now because for the first time, we can truly introduce one of the freshmen coming to the team in 2020-21. That is Mehki Gray. Mehki, thanks for joining us here today.
Thanks for having me.
Now, I know, the quarantine and the pandemic have really changed the way we've been able to go about things, but you're a Montrose, New York guy, but you're up in Yorktown training. Tell us about what you've been up to try to stay ready for the start of the season.
I've been working a lot on myself, just bettering my weaknesses in my game. I just want to make sure when I come in for my freshman year that there's not many things that upperclassmen can attack me at. I want to make sure that I'm on top of my game in every aspect of the game.
So you talk about being on top of the game. When you're at your best, when you feel you're the player that is the guy that Division I teams like NJIT were looking out for, what is that? What do you do well? What's the pride in your game, and what are some of the things that you're working on?
I feel like the best part of my game is attacking the rim. I feel like I'm very athletic. I feel like I can move off the ball really well. I can get to the basket very well. I can finish above the rim really well. Some things I'm working on now are just off the dribble pull-ups, being more consistent, and just being more vocal.
It's funny because there are two ways to phrase this next question, because obviously you don't want to paint yourself and put yourself in a spot. But if I were to say, is there anybody that you've modeled your game after, say an NBA player or a college player? Is there a guy that you said, this is what I need to be like, this is who I fit in as a player? Anybody like that you've looked up to?
Not really. I kind of feel like I gotta find my own game. I want to be one of those people who people look up to. I feel like I want to be one of those people. I want to be the person that people want to model their game after, and just have my own kind of rhythm and everything to my game. So I feel like I wouldn't say I'd have anyone I look up to.
Well, that's a great answer, right? That's the whole goal, is to be able to do things the right way, and then you're the answer to that question in the future. Your background is very interesting because you've played around some unbelievable players. You had a great high school coach in Thomas Spinoza at Putnam Science Academy. Then you played for the PSA Cardinals, one of the top AAU teams. Munch Williams and Mark Carter, your coaches there. How did that collection of coaching help you to get ready maybe for this Division I level from what you've been able to see from the maturation of your game?
Playing around all those high major players and just those very, very respected coaches, I feel like it's made me a very level-headed kid. I feel like they taught me so much about the game and how to carry myself on and off the court. I feel like that my mindset is different playing with these players and being coached by such high coaches. I feel like they got my mindset ready for Division I basketball, because Division I basketball is a different beast. And they told me that, if you don't come ready to play, it's anybody's game. So I feel like they changed my mind. They changed my mindset to go out on the court and just dominate and just be one of the best on the court, if not the best, every single time I'm on the court.
That's what's interesting to me, because a lot of guys will play high school basketball. There'll be 0 Division I commits. Putnam had 10. Talk about the practice level and the competition level when you're dealing again with those many guys as you just talked
about. Just practice is really intense. Going up against Texas A&M commits, Gardner-Webb commits, Fordham commits. Everyone's going mid-major plus high major. Practices are very intense. There's not a second you can slack off. Someone's going to be on your back. And it's you gotta wonder yourself too, because the moment that you're not trying to get something, someone else is going to take your spot. You can't slack off for anything. You got to get everything you want in these practices. You got to earn it all, because if you're not working for it, coach can see it, and someone else is ready to take your spot.
And you look at the way you guys must have gelled. Where does being a prep school national champion, as you were at Putnam Science a year ago, rank in so far the career highlights of Mehki Gray?
It's definitely number one. It's actually, I'm coming from a little public school in Montrose, New York, coming in like Final Four, losing in the Final Four, and then transferring out, not doing anything the first year in prep school, losing in playoffs, and then now being a co-national champion is just such a great accolade for me. I feel like it really gives me a lot more confidence, and it helps me in my game every day. I think about it a lot.
but you had to make the choice to come and sign with NJIT. What were some of the things that made that decision easier?
I feel NJIT fit my playing style the best. Watching their games last year, they got up and down the floor really well. I liked the practice energy. I loved everyone on the team. It was just I can tell everyone meshed well. It was just like a brotherhood, you know, just coming in, being comfortable with the guys, just a big thing for me because, you know, you gotta play with them, practice with them every day, so you got to be close with them. I feel like the coaching staff was really well. They had everything planned out really well. They had everything ready to go for the next step. It wasn't just that day of. They were planning ahead for everything. I feel like the coaching staff had a good spot for me on the roster, and playing minutes were a big factor for me as well. So I feel like just everything from playing to being coached well to meshing with the teammates, just everything for NJIT academically as well, just fit everything, checked all my boxes.
It's great to hear. And being a guy that's from New York originally, you've played throughout the Northeast. It's all of a sudden a move to the America East. I don't know how much that really means to a kid that yet to step on campus, but did you have any thoughts about being able to play in that access, that hub of a region that you've already started in as a high school and a high school and a prep player?
Yeah, going into the American East Conference, you know, being a little bit closer to home for away games means a lot to me because my family can get out there and support. And it's going to be great to just be able to travel with teams to places that I may be familiar with, and it just sat well with me.
Tell us about you. I mean, what type of personality do you have, and give us another interest or hobby that's away from the hardwood.
I don't know. I mean, quarantine's got me just working at home, just trying to stay in the gym as much as I can. I mean, I'm real uplifting. I'm a real funny guy. I think I bring energy to the gym. No matter where I'm at, I just love being energetic. You know, having a smile on my face, just being that guy who's just gonna, you know, have someone's back. There's not much besides basketball I'm doing right now, but there's things I'm open to try, and just I'm ready to do whatever it takes.
Well, I'll tell you this. You mentioned that you can be a funny guy. That's good because we have a lot of 4 years worth of ESPN Plus interviews that we're going to be doing before games, half times, you know, post games, whatever. All right. So I expect that we'll have you on quite a bit if you're agreeable to that moving forward.
All right.
All right. That is Mehki Gray. Mehki, thanks so much for joining us. We look forward to seeing you. The athletic, above the rim style of play. Let's hope it's sooner than later.
Thank you.
All right. Again, Mehki Gray, part of the freshman class here for NJIT 2020-21. This is the Highlander Summer Series. Thanks again for watching this edition.